Hi, so my name is Ross Jones. I'm here to try and give you a bit of information on how to PR stunt your film at a festival. And this information comes from Susie Tullett, who is our PR expert and worked for DDA, who are one of the big film PR agencies in Cannes for more than 10 years. She worked with Nicholson, Depp, Norton, De Niro, and a few others. And over the years has promoted some very, very big films. So we thought we'd give you a quick guide and you can have a look and see how it's done, really. So, what makes a successful stunt? The first thing to say with that is that it's got to be one that generates a lot of attention and interest. It's got to be something which is going to be great for photographers and get them to go along and want to make and spend some time and take some photographs of what you're doing, and it's got to be something that drives interest in the movie. So it's got to be something that the public will want to see, will excite them and make it a whole lot more interesting for them to actually get involved, get attention, and also, most importantly, gets you on the pages of the newspapers or on the internet or wherever, but gives you some publicity and gets the story out there. Some examples. One of the failures of PR stunts is that they can always go wrong. And a great example of that is Deflating Arnie, where a few years ago in Cannes, they thought it was a great idea to promote one of Schwarzenegger's films. So they got this fantastic blow-up model and stuck it out on the water outside Cannes, and it was Arnie with a M16 machine gun. Massive blow-up doll of him, and it went really quite well for the first day, and then overnight Arnie started to deflate, and his gun didn't, and it basically looked like Arnie with a enormous erection miles off sea, and it was about him half size, and yeah, it didn't really go down very well. So that's an example of how luck can sort of play a part in PR stunts. And the other one is the B movie, where they decided to basically set up a wire, and as they were launching the movie, literally this giant bee came down across the top of Cannes on a wire to the waiting press at the bottom, and it made the headlines in every paper, as you would probably imagine, some guy sliding down on a wire in a bee costume. So that's an expensive one to pull off, as is the only one, but there are things you can do that are cheaper than that. So let's talk you through some of the rules. First rule, of course, is it's going to go wrong. Something will always happen, something will always go wrong. So there will be a timing problem, or just as you're doing your stunt, someone else somewhere else is doing something. Scarlett Johansson's walking out of a limousine, and she'll be getting all the attention, all the press, and you won't be able to know about it. So there's a lot to do with timing in these things, but it's best to try and find out and plan as much as you can to try and prevent those sorts of things happening. It might always happen, but mostly if you plan, you've got a good chance of avoiding some of the more major errors. So that's the first thing. Expect things to go wrong. Sometimes it just doesn't work, no matter whatever you put into it. Second thing, most important thing, is to be big, dramatic and outrageous. So do something that people are going to notice and think, wow, that's just phenomenal. That's something which they'll never forget. And an example of that is in Cannes a few years ago. Again, there were 35 guys that rode through Cannes on bicycles completely naked. And nobody ever forgets that. So do something that really is dramatic and interesting, and that might get you arrested, but actually is going to generate so much press for you. The other thing as well is that you can be clever. The better ideas don't need as much money, and money isn't the key to coverage. Ideas are the key to coverage. So do something that's smart, do something that's interesting, do something that is dramatic, and something that's clever, something that might not cost anything, but because you've used your brain rather than your wallet, you've managed to get away with. So they're the sort of main rules. Secondly, on top of that is then you've obviously got to get the photographers there. What's the point? You want to get the photographers there to your stunt. And it's all very well doing the greatest, cleverest stunt in the world, but if the photographers aren't there and you don't get any coverage, then it's pointless. So you need to do a photo call. And the idea here is to try and get as many photographers as you can to see your stunt as quickly as you can. How? Create posters, create flyers, hand them out to photographers. Now you can do this in a number of ways. First, you can go around other people's photo calls and hand out flyers to the photographers, then telling them when your photo call is on. So make some decent, interesting flyers that are simple, that they can see, oh, it's this time, and this is what's some idea as to what's happening. This is your movie. Set up a poster, put it in the press office, put it there a little bit before. So that's the other key thing as well, is that you want to do this 2 days before you're doing your stunt, so that people know about it, they can prepare for it, they can plan their schedules to know that they should be coming to meet you. So they're the key things for the photo call, and hopefully if you get that right and you get your clever idea right, you'll get the photographers there. Now it's not always possible to get inside the press office, but you can be clever, you can do it when the photographers are turning up, or you can do it covertly and get inside somehow and get your poster up there and then leave. Make sure it's big colour ink, something that they can all see, with a photograph of what your film is. Okay, timing. When you're doing a photo call and your stunt, do it in the right way. You don't want to be doing a photo call at lunch. For two good reasons really. One, everybody's having lunch, so therefore nobody's going to be that interested in your stunt. On top of that, the light's no good. So if you're asking photographers to go out and take some good photographs of what you're doing, they need to be doing it in good light. So end of the day, early morning, much better than doing it at lunchtime. There are normally press screenings for the red carpet screening, the main event red carpet screening, which we held in the evening, and the press screening is held at 8:30 in the morning. So what you want to do is you want to get this set up so that the photographers are going in there for 8:30 in the morning and really don't have much to do. So they're there, the journalists are watching the films, and the photographers are twiddling their thumbs. Good time to grab them. Then between sort of 8:30 and 11, perfect. So because they're doing nothing, what you can do is you can literally grab their attention and say, guys, come out here, we've got this thing happening. So you might want to do it 2 days before, you might want to go in there the morning before and remind them that this is going on in an hour. That way they've had enough time to have their coffee and can then sort of wander out and see what you're doing. So in summary, do something clever, inventive, interesting, bold, plan early, try and make sure it doesn't clash with anything else that's happening, and try and tell photographers and journalists beforehand. Get your timing right so that it's a time when they can all make and attend. And of course, the one thing you can't count on is luck. You can't count on somebody else doing something which you don't know about. But in general, if things are happening around you, you should be able to find out from the press boards and everything else what's going on. So good luck with that. If you want to get some more free tips from Susie, she's written some articles for us on our onefatcigar.com/blog website. Go and take a look at that. It's a good site for helping promote your work and getting out to thousands of film fans. It's definitely worth checking out. Susie is an expert in PR. She's absolutely perfect, and she's given you some really good free advice on our site. Go and take a look. It's EPKs, it's press releases, it's all of those sorts of things which are really important. Unit PR, for example. Loads of free articles up there. Go and take a look. And we'll see you there. Thanks very much.